Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Karting with Chris. So this episode will be the Fall 8 final. And if you saw my last video, it was the Fall 7 final of my brother. So he finished in 7th, so that's where he started. And I'm starting in 6th, so if I can either maintain my position or at most lose one position, I will have done better or equal to him. So that's not too hard to do. It's not that hard of a challenge.
That's easy!
But then again, we're not trying to do the same as him. We're trying to do better than him. And so I think I have a shot at gaining some places. So for the start of this race, I'm starting 6th, and that means I'm on the outside of the grid. And the outside usually doesn't gain a position. It's very rare for the outside to gain a position. Not impossible, but very hard to do. So hopefully I lose like 1 to 2 places and not wipe out like I did in the other video. So we're gridding up here. We've got number 4 to the left of us and number 6 in front of us. That is Paul. We're going to try and follow him at the beginning of the race and just, you know, if he makes it out alive, we're going to be right on his bumper and just follow what he does. So we're lining up side by side. We're going to make sure our tires are nice and warm. They say not to warm your tires, but when you go through these corners here, you can hack at the wheel like I'm doing, and your tires won't get really warm, but they'll be slightly warmer. So we're going to try and stay on the bumper of Paul Green up here. We're waiting for the green flag to go, and it looks like we are green and we are good to go. So what we're going to try and do is push the people on the inside as narrow as possible, because that is the faster way around. We already lose 2 positions down into 8th. We see Paul goes really too wide back there. We move up into 7th, but we had to take the inside of turn 3, and that gives us a really crappy exit, and you can see how far the 2 in front have pulled away. So we're going to try and catch up to them as quick as possible. And as we go through turn 7, we see a guy in the grass over there. That's Chuck. He started in 3rd place. So now we're up into 6th. That's where we started in the race. So, you know, overall, not bad. So the 2 in front of us, we out-qualified them in qualifying, and we beat them in the pre-final. The only reason they're in front is because they had the inside and they were able to take me. But I know I'm faster than them, so if we can put down the qualifying laps, we can catch up to them and hopefully get 4th place, because that's up for grabs now, 4th place. So it's going to be a little hard to catch up to them because they have a draft and they can work together. But hopefully they'll start battling, as we see they are starting to battle as they go a little side by side, going a little defensive through 8 and 9, and as you can see, I have caught up tremendously. I have better acceleration, better momentum coming out of that last corner, and now I'm within striking distance of them, as Mackenzie, that's the person in front of us, goes a little sideways through turn 1, and then going through turn 3, we got to get a really good exit to stay on their bumper. Wasn't a good enough exit, because you have to be right on their bumper going through the chicane to get a pass going into turn 7. So we still have, you know, 8 or 9 laps left. So, you know, we're not going to try and dive bomb them at every opportunity. We're going to play the waiting game because we know we have time. So what we're going to try and do is force one of the 2 people in front of us to make a mistake, and then that'll be easier to pass them, because you don't want to battle to try and pass them, because that takes a really long time. So the guy in front goes really wide through turn 2, and then Mackenzie and I swoop on the inside and just pass him. And that's the thing about going in the lead. You know, if you make a mistake, people will freight train you and easily pass you. So now we've passed the guy who is leading this group of 3. He's now behind me. And now we have to try and pass Mackenzie here. So going through these last couple of corners, it's kind of hard to see, but I slightly tapped her and I lose all momentum. And if you look in the back-facing camera in the top right, you will see that there is someone slowly catching us, and that guy is Adrian. He just dive bombed me into second. He is really fast, and if we can stay on his bumper, we'll be able to pass Mackenzie easier, because we know that he's good at passing and he's got good pace. So we're going to stay on his bumper, give him a little push down the straight, and then I thought he was going to brake a little earlier. That's not my normal braking spot, but since Mackenzie was there, I thought, you'd have to brake a little earlier because you're in a train. But he braked really late, and I was not able to pass him through here, and he's just got the two of us within one lap. So very good driving from him. If you're wondering why he started behind me if he's such a good driver, because if you saw my pre-final, the Fall 8 pre-final, the beginning of the race with the little crash there, he got in the middle of all that, and I think he went into the grass, and he didn't have enough laps to claw his way back up, and I think he was starting in 13th or 11th. He was starting pretty far back. So he's had a pretty good race this race. He started all the way back there, and now he's up into 4th place. So good job for him. We are trying to get 5th place here, because we know we're not going to be able to pass Adrian. He's too good of a driver. But 5th place is good enough for me. I mean, that's, better than where we started. So we're still behind Mackenzie, still not within a draft. But you never give up with these sort of things. Anyone can make a mistake. So going through turn 7 here, she's a little sideways, and that lost her a lot of momentum. Going through these couple of corners, on the exit of the last corner, she's sideways again, and we are able to sail on by her and take 5th place. Now, I gave her the little tap on the helmet and said, let's go catch up to Adrian if you want to. But I noticed that, she was slowly fading back during the race, and I had a bit more pace than her. So maybe her tires went off, and that's why she was slipping around, or, maybe I was pressuring her. But we are past her, and we are pulling away. So when there's someone behind you not able to keep up with you, you're pulling away from them, and there's someone in front of you who's pulling away from you, this is what we call no man's land, and it's very easy to be brain dead during no man's land.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
You can't tell if you're picking up the pace or if you're pulling away from someone. So, what I try and do is look at my micron and look at what the fastest lap was that I have, and just try and, shave off a couple of tenths, here and there. And I was nowhere near the fastest lap time during qualifying, so I know I'm not going to have the best lap time of the race. But, at least try to go as fast as you can and just look in front and see if that gap is closing. Now, another thing you can do is just get in the mindset that the guy in front of you either has a penalty or is going to make a mistake eventually. Because if they have a penalty, you can, go in front of them if they didn't gap you enough. Or if they mess up, you're going to be right there to pounce on them. So those are the sort of things I go through in my mind when, I'm kind of in no man's land. But none of that happened during this race, but I didn't know that while driving. So we're going to try and put down as fast as a lap as possible. So I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing. So going through this last corner here, we're going to be full throttle, tuck down and try and reduce the drag on me. Going through turn 1 here, what we're going to do is get close to the apex and track out as much as possible. Turn 2, we're going to do the same, tiny lift before going into turn 2. And then turn 3, brake and then gas immediately. You want to get on the gas pretty early. And then going through here, there's a yellow flag, but that doesn't mean slow down, it just means be cautious. Keep going as fast as you can, and then brake right at the rumble strips, turn in, and then slowly introduce the gas. And then going through here, brake and turn at the rumble strips, and then give it gas, look for the 2 white apexes, and then tuck down again and try and reduce that speed. And my lap times around here, as we crossed the start-finish line for the last lap, my lap times around here were mid 42s. Adrian in front of me was reaching the low 42s. And the top three, they were in a train, I believe, and they were in the 41, high 41s, I think. But when you're in a train, you go a lot faster. So we're going through the last couple of corners of the last lap. It's looking like we got 5th place, which is 1 place higher than what we did before. And I made a bet with my mom that if I gained a position, she would do 1 burpee. So based off of qualifying, I gained 2 positions and my mom did 2 burpees.
All right. One!
So that's going to be it for the club races because the season just ended at that race. But I'm going to do some endurance races, so stay tuned for that. But if you like the video, please subscribe, and if you have any questions or suggestions, please comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.